everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Ebenezer. Hope you're doing great today. Today we're going to be talking about the 8 traps that can prevent personal growth. But before we jump into that, be sure to check out the link below to download the notes. You can download those for free on the website for this lesson. You can also access the podcast and all the video links. So let's jump into this. There are 8 traps that prevent personal growth, and I've been reading a book called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth from John Maxwell. It's an awesome book. I highly recommend it to you guys. And in that, he talked about these 8 traps that prevent personal growth, and I felt like they were really great, and I just wanted to share them with you guys so you guys could take a look at them, be thinking about them, because I think most of us deal with these 8 traps, and it's stuff that we can learn from. So let's see what we've got to say. Let's understand the importance of personal growth. Personal growth, in my opinion, is one of the most important things we can do with our life, because if we're not willing to grow every day, if we're not intentionally growing every day, then we're just going to be like everybody else. We're just going to be maintaining the status quo. But I believe that there's time for people to grow personally, and the more we grow personally, the better we're going to be, the more successful we're going to be, and we're going to just live a really fulfilled life. There's a saying that, working hard doesn't guarantee success by itself, and there's a lot of truth in that. We can work as hard as we can and almost kill ourselves, but if we're not working smart and we're not bettering ourselves or understanding better ways to do things, we're not always getting further in life. And so it's important to understand that we need to always look for ways to grow on that. A key element to being successful is a commitment to personally grow every single day, and I highly recommend it. Set up a schedule. I've got a video on the importance of growing personally. Be sure to check that out, but it's important every day that we're growing personally. And our focus needs to be on growth, not just our goal. So many times we focus our life on getting to that goal or reaching that dream, but a lot of times the way we reach that goal or reach that dream is by growing and working our way into that goal that we have for our life. And personal growth is one of the most important parts of being successful in life, and so I really encourage you to do that. People want to improve their circumstances, but so many times people are unwilling to improve their success. And it sounds sort of counterproductive, doesn't it? We want to improve our circumstances that we're in. We want a better job, a better house, a better life, but we don't want to improve our success. But if we improve our success, we're going to have those better things. And so it's important that we grow personally. Now, what I want to talk about is 8 traps that we can fall into when we get ready to grow, or when we start growing. These traps are along the way, and it can stop us from growing. And so I want to run through these with you. The first one is the assumption gap, and it's exactly what it says. It's the trap that people get into when they assume they're going to automatically grow. And so you think about it, a lot of times we think, well, as I work longer in my job, I'm going to grow, and you may get a raise every 6 months or a year, whatever, but are you really growing personally? Are you more successful, or is it just time? So don't fall in that trap that you're just going to automatically grow, because you're really not. You may get a little bit further along in work just because of your time that you put in there. But if we don't grow personally and better ourselves, we're not going to grow. So don't let that assumption, jump in there and fool you on that. It always uses those life lessons, as I'm going to grow through life lessons. As I mature, I'll grow and all that kind of stuff. Grow yourself. Be intentional every day. Find a way to grow some part of your life. It's really, really important. Don't let the assumption trick you out of growing. And our assumptions, they can set us up for disappointment. And you think about that. How many times have you been disappointed because of what you assumed was going to happen? I know it's happened a lot of times in my life. And a lot of times we assume this is going to happen because of this. But it doesn't always work out that way. And some of our greatest disappointments in life is because of the assumptions that we have. All right, number 2, the knowledge gap. And in the knowledge gap, it traps people with feelings of inadequacy about their knowledge or skill sets. I don't know enough. I'm not good enough. There are better people than me. It's just that feeling of inadequacy because we don't have the knowledge or skill. And that's important, because you have the ability to grow your knowledge and skill set at any time. It's up to you. And if you make that decision every single day to be intentional every single day on growing, you can pick a specific skill or a specific area you want to grow. And if you do that, you're going to take that knowledge gap out of the way. You're going to reduce that gap, and you're going to learn, you're going to get better, and it's going to be better for you. Do you have a personal growth plan in place to ensure that you're growing in all areas of your life? And this is really important. I'll have a video on this coming up soon, but a personal growth plan, something that you do every single day intentionally to make sure you're growing, is one of the best things you can do for your life. All right, number 3 is a timing gap, and it traps people because we're looking for that perfect time. I don't really have time to grow. I don't really have time to invest in myself, and I'm just going to wait till I have the time. You're never going to have the time. You know, even with the best intentions in the world, you're never going to have that time. It's just not there. We're busy people. The time isn't right now. I'll start later. And guys, later is the dream killer. You know, later never comes. Tomorrow never gets here. And if we keep saying, I'm going to do it later or at a different late, it's never going to get here. You're never going to reach that dream. Don't let it be the dream killer for you. Know the difference between deciding to do something and actually doing something. And that's important because we can decide today that we're going to do something but never do it. There's a difference. Take the time, make the decision, and do it. Start now, do it. It's really important that you get started today, okay? Start where you are with what you got and build on it. You know, you're never going to have the perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect situation. You're never going to have the perfect everything. You know, if you start now with what you got, you're going to accomplish something, okay? And you can build on that. And when you get everything built up, it's going to be the right time, the right place, and you're going to be better for it. Number 4, the mistake gap. This one's really popular. It traps people out of fear of making mistakes or failing. One of the biggest traps out there is people's always afraid of failing. What happens if I step out here and do this and I fail? What happens if I fall short? And it's a fear that we allow to rule our lives a lot of times. But failures are part of growth. It's all part of being a leader. It's part of growing personally. Is failures teach us things. And so what's important for you is to understand how you see failures. You need to decide if you're going to see failures as a stepping stone to it's going to take you to that next level by understanding what you can learn from those, or you're going to see failures as a stumbling block to where you fail and you're fearful of the failure and you give up and you never go any further. Failure is just part of life. It's something that we can learn from. So I encourage you to look at failures in a positive light. Look at it from, I didn't want to fail, but what can I learn from that failure? Don't stay on the failure. Look forward. Use it as a stepping stone. Step up to the next level and keep going. John Maxwell asked this question. I thought it was an awesome question. I encourage you to write this question down. Think about it this week and be honest and answer this for you. What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? That's a powerful question and a powerful statement, because if we knew, we just knew beyond a matter of a doubt that we would not fail, what would you attempt to do? We would change the world. And so I encourage you to think about that, write your answers down, and then start working towards those answers. If you fail, that's okay. Use it as a stepping stone. Keep going, but try and attempt to do something that you feel like you could never do. Number 5 is the perfection gap. And this one traps people by people thinking that they need to have everything perfect before they start growing. Everything needs to be in place. They need to have the right books, need to have the right mentor, need to have the right time, and need to have the right attitude. And so they're waiting on the perfect time, and it's never going to happen. You need to change your thinking to, I have to get started before I can find that best way. And this is a really important way to look at that, because instead of focusing on being perfect and having everything in place, if we'll just start today, okay, start right now with what I've got. Even if you don't have anything, you can watch free videos, you can go to the library, check out leadership books, personal growth books. There's stuff that you could do right now. Make time for it and then build on that and see where it takes you. Number 6 is the inspiration gap. How many times have you heard people say, I just don't feel inspired to grow? Okay. And then it's just a human response. You know, we're busy people. Life's busy. We got work, we got family, we got church, we got organizations to work with. We're so busy. I don't really feel inspired to grow. But don't let that stop you, okay? I don't feel like doing it. That's okay. Just do it anyway. And I know that's the old Nike slogan there, but just because you don't feel like it don't mean you can't do it. Do it anyway, because what I found is when I don't feel like doing it and I make myself do it, I'll always come out on the better end of it. I always learn something. I always feel better about myself. And usually for me personally is those days that I don't really feel like studying, when I get into it, I get excited, to get motivated, and end up having a better day that way. Now, motivation isn't something someone else can give you. Now, yes, other people can motivate us. They can get excited, help us get excited about something, but we have to motivate ourselves. And something that's really important that I want you to understand about the motivation is motivation comes after you get started. There's not a lot of times in life when we start off motivated about something. Now, we can start off excited, but as far as that big mo rolling and getting motivation going in our way, that's usually after we start something. So it's important that you get started now and just do it. And once you get into it and get going, especially with personal growth, you're going to find that motivation. You're going to see things happening in your life. You're going to get excited. Number 7 is the comparison gap. And this trap here, we find ourselves comparing ourselves and our abilities to everybody else. And it's one of those things that just traps us in life because we feel like maybe we're not as good as other people. Maybe they're better than us. I don't have that skill set. I don't have that knowledge. And so we start comparing ourselves to everybody else around us, and we feel like we're not good enough. And this is something really, really strong that will stop your personal growth, because you've got to understand that even if people are better than you, it's okay. You grow personally on purpose to be better. Okay, so if we're the best and everybody's on our same level, we really don't have any motivation to grow because we're just like them. But that's fine. You can only learn something from somebody if they're better than you. If you think about that, that sounds crazy. Would you go to school or college or read a book about something that they're just as good as you are? Not really. You want to read or go to school or learn something because you want to be better at that area. So there's going to be people in your life that are better than you in that area, and that's fine. Ask yourself, hey, what can I learn from that person? What can I learn to get better from that situation? Learn to be comfortable being out of your comfort zone. And this is really important because as we grow personally, we need to challenge ourselves, okay? We need to find ourselves in situations almost daily where we feel just a little uncomfortable, where we're having to push ourselves a little bit. We're having to grow every day to be better, to be best. And what you're going to find, if you feel a little uncomfortable in most situations, then you're growing, all right? You're getting better. You're going to be more successful. It's just part of the whole growth continuum. If you're totally comfortable in everything you do every day, you're not growing anymore. You're just plateaued. All right, the last one is the expectation gap. And in this one traps people through unrealistic expectations of growing. Okay, so many times we set these expectations in for ourselves when we start to grow and learn and stuff, and they're just unrealistic. How many times have you heard or said, I thought it was going to be easier than this? You know, you're setting up a personal growth plan. It's going to take time. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take work. It's going to take, pushing through, things that are blocking us through all these traps and gaps and stuff. It's not always going to be easy. So don't set that expectation that's unrealistic for you. How many times have you had people say, or maybe you've said yourself, I'm going to wait and see how it goes, and I'll just be lucky, or everything depends on luck. If it's supposed to happen, it's just going to happen. True leaders and successful people, they don't depend on luck. They don't wait on things to happen. They make things happen. And Maxwell has this great formula that I want to share with you guys on luck. Make your own luck. If you take preparation and add that to attitude, which is a great attitude, not a bad attitude, but a positive attitude, then add opportunity. And when you get opportunity, add action to that. That equals luck. So you can make your own luck. So don't set that expectation gap so high that it's unrealistic, but be willing to put the time in, preparation in, have a great attitude about it, look for opportunities and act on those opportunities. You can create your own luck. So be careful as you grow. Don't fall into these 8 traps. Take your time, go back through, watch the video, look at your notes, be familiar with these 8 traps and be watching for them because they're going to be along the way as you grow at different points of time. Make the decision every day to invest in yourself. It's one of the most powerful things you can do. It doesn't necessarily cost you money, but it will cost you some time and effort, but it will bring great rewards to your life. Be the best you can. Don't settle for less. And this is really important, guys. We've got too many people out there that just settle for the status quo. Be better, all right? Be the best you can be. Change people's lives. Be successful and live a fulfilled life. And make a commitment to stick with personal growth for 12 months. I challenge you to give it 12 months every day grow the best you can intentionally for 12 months. And if you do that for 12 months, you're going to see a major shift in your life. It's going to be a more fulfilled life. You're going to enjoy life more. You're going to be more successful. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video here. If you have any questions or comments, just drop me a email at info@thedailyebenezer.com. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great week. We'll see you at the next video.